In 1992, the entire Premier League earned £205 million. Today, it earns that every 11 days. This is the story of how that happened, and why the people who built it may have broken something they can never fix. Before the money, there was a game in genuine crisis. The stadiums were crumbling. Hillsborough had happened 3 years earlier. Bradford, Heysel. 18 First Division clubs were technically insolvent. The average top-flight wage was £500 a week. The Football League's entire television deal, for all 92 clubs, every match, every season, was worth £6.3 million a year. The Premier League now earns that in 37 minutes. The Big Five met in private in 1991. Arsenal, Everton, Liverpool, Manchester United, Tottenham. They had one objective: break away from the Football League and keep the television money for themselves. They did not consult the other clubs. They did not ask the Football Association. They simply decided. And on the 20th of May, 1992, the Premier League played its first game. What they built was, financially, the most successful sports league in history. But what they destroyed, quietly, structurally, permanently, was the era of genuine competitive balance in English football. 20 May 1992. Rupert Murdoch paid £304 million for the broadcast rights. Every football journalist in England said he'd lost his mind. Every club chairman voted yes immediately. What Murdoch understood, and nobody else did, was that live football was the only content television couldn't kill. You couldn't record it and watch it later. You had to watch it live, or the result was ruined. It was the last thing families watched together in real time. He wasn't buying football. He was buying the future of subscription television. The deal doubled, then doubled again. ITV Digital collapsed in 2002, and for a decade Sky had no competition. Then BT Sport arrived in 2013 and changed everything. 2 broadcasters, 1 auction. The price nearly doubled in a single night. The 2022 to 2025 cycle, £6.7 billion for domestic rights alone. Add international, 189 countries, 4.7 billion potential viewers, and the total hits £10.5 billion, every 3 years. The Premier League now negotiates a package larger than the GDP of Iceland, and they have never, not once, lost a negotiation. Here is the number they don't put in the press releases. Last season, Liverpool earned £181 million from the Premier League alone. Southampton, who finished 20th and were relegated, earned £109 million. That gap, £72 million, is not an accident. It is the architecture. The merit payment system rewards finishing higher, which means the clubs who spend the most on players finish higher and earn more the following season to spend more on players. The rich get richer, not by chance, by design. And every single club voted for the system that guaranteed it. This season, Arsenal and Manchester City are fighting for the title with 1 game remaining. 2 clubs. Their competition is, don't get relegated, because relegation is not a sporting failure. It is a financial catastrophe. The last place Premier League club earns more in broadcast money alone than winning the Champions League outright. Dropping out of the Premier League costs a club £80 million in lost television revenue overnight. Wolves found that out this season. So did Burnley. Here is where the money goes. Wages. Every pound of it. The average Premier League player earns £3.5 million a year. The average Premier League club spends 68 pence of every pound of revenue on player wages. For the top clubs, that is sustainable. For the clubs at the bottom, it is a bet every single window. Sheffield United spent 103% of their total revenue on wages the season they were relegated. They were paying players with money they hadn't yet earned. They lost the bet. They went down. They lost £80 million overnight. The television money did not make clubs safer. It made the stakes higher, and it made the wages of the players at the top so astronomical that they have become disconnected from every other financial reality in the game. Step back from the inequality for a moment, because in global terms, what the Premier League built is genuinely extraordinary. It earns 70% more per year than La Liga, its nearest rival. By any measure of sports, broadcasting economics, it is completely alone at the top. 212 territories, 4.7 billion potential viewers. Manchester United received £2.4 million from television in 1992. Last season, they received over £160 million. That is a 6,000% increase in 33 years. No other league in the history of professional sport has done anything like it. But here is the uncomfortable truth. The empire doesn't advertise. The sheer scale of that money is precisely why competition inside it became impossible. You cannot have the world's richest league and genuine sporting equality between rich clubs and poor ones. The money that built the empire built the cage. The data is not ambiguous. In the 1970s, 6 different clubs won the First Division title in one decade. Nottingham Forest won back-to-back league championships and back-to-back European Cups. Derby County were champions. Ipswich Town won the FA Cup. The game had genuine uncertainty. In the last 10 years of the Premier League, 3 clubs have won 9 titles. Financial fair play was supposed to fix this. It didn't. It hardened the hierarchy. Rich clubs can spend what they have already earned. Poor clubs cannot spend what they haven't. The rules don't level the playing field. They protect it. So here is what the data actually says. The Premier League rescued English football from genuine bankruptcy. It rebuilt the stadiums. It brought the world's best players. It created the most watched sports product on earth. That is real. That is true. It also built a financial structure that makes genuine competition between the richest and poorest clubs mathematically impossible. Not unlikely. Impossible. Also true. At the same time, about the same money, Arsenal may win the title today, or City may find a way. Either way, the question the trophy ceremony will not answer is this. What happened to all the other clubs, the ones who will never win it? Not because they lack talent or ambition, because the money decided decades ago. Was the price worth paying? I honestly don't know, and I'm not sure anyone does.